This is not your typical podcast.
Get ready for bold conversations with world changers.
Led by two unstoppable hosts with the Down syndrome. The Audrey
And Jeremy Show! I am so excited for our audience to meet two amazing women I have known my whole life. My cousin, Lauren, who is a sheriff, and her mom is my Aunt Mariane, who has been a nurse for more than 30 years. They're both doing incredible things in our community and can't wait for you to learn more about them. Today's episode, we're going to talk to two incredible women out in the world who serve community services. Please welcome my cousin Lauren and my Aunt Mariane.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, definitely.
How you guys get involved in the community?
Well, for starters, I am in law enforcement. So it's kind of my job to go around, make sure people are safe, make sure your communities are safe, and, arrest bad guys if they're out there. So that's what I do every single day.
That's pretty cool. How long have you been a nurse?
Over 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
over the past 20 years that you've been a nurse, what kind of jobs do you have to do to make everybody healthy?
Well, I work in women's health care, so we just make sure that women get their annual routine checkups, and just guide them through their pregnancies if they have a pregnancy, and just everyday self-care, pretty much, and that, yeah.
Question for Lauren. Okay. What's the hardest part about your job?
I would say that there is a lot of hard parts about my job. I think personally, like just for me specifically, one of the hardest parts is like maintaining an identity away from law enforcement, because you do work, long hours, you work a difficult schedule, so sometimes it gets to be like a little overwhelming when it feels like I wake up, I go to the gym, I go to work, I wake up, I go to the gym, I go to work, like every day. So still remembering that like there is a human behind like, a badge that I have to wear every single day, I think that might be the hardest part. The job itself can be demanding. You're up at all hours, and I work a night shift, so I work until 7 a.m, and then when normal people are awake, I sleep all day in the middle of the day. So just trying to keep up with like a good work-life balance, I think tends to be the hardest, like for me. But
What kind of skills do you have to get trained to be part of the law enforcement?
You learn a lot of skills. You can learn, like tactics, how to, place people in handcuffs effectively. You have to learn the law. You have to know what you're arresting people for, right? You have to learn de-escalation, because not everybody, kind of wants to go with the program when they get stopped by a law enforcement officer. So you have to be able to communicate well with people, to explain like, hey, this is what I'm here for, this is what I'm doing, so that people aren't too upset. Sometimes people see law enforcement on like the worst day of their lives, so it's kind of my job to mitigate what, is going on in certain situations and make people feel safer. And unfortunately, part of my job is making arrests if I have to arrest somebody, right? So just being able to talk to them and communicate effectively and let them know kind of what's going on and what the next steps in the process are for them. So,
yeah.
Where part of your job that helps you to just be you?
Well, I wanted to be a nurse since I was a little girl, so it's just something I've always wanted to do, and I love taking care of people and making sure that all their needs are met. I actually work in a clinic in women's healthcare, and I just like making sure my patients are happy and comfortable and try to solve any of the problems that I can to make them have a better quality of life, and just live the best that they possibly can.
I was going to say, she does that for me every single day, even as not a nurse, just as my mother. She still solves all my problems, and I'm almost 30 years old.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Moms forever.
That's what my mom always do.
That's part of motherhood.
You're right. Which goes hand in hand with nursing.
Yeah. Oh, actually, that actually brings me up to a good question. As a mother, with a really awesome daughter, do you also help her out in stressful situations, even though she's like almost 30?
Yeah, I think I do. When she's had a tough day or she's had issues going on, she calls me or she'll text me and say, hey, this is what's going on. And I get into mother mode and I just try to help her solve whatever it is that she's going through.
I think she's like the easiest person for me to talk to, because obviously she's known me my whole life. So I would say that she knows me better than probably like most people, you know what I mean? So yeah, even at 30 years old, you still got to call your mom, because she's going to solve all the issues for you.
Or at least hope she can.
Or she's going to tell you, you're a grown-up, it's time for you to be a grown-up. And I'm like, oh, shoot. I guess I'll go.
Oh my.
It's already been 6 years since I started working in law enforcement, so time has really flown. Yeah, I wouldn't have changed it any other way.
That's pretty good.
That's great. You don't have to change what you want to do for your future now.
Yeah, I'll just be a police officer for the next like 30 years until I can retire on a beach somewhere, I think. So
Yeah.
That's a good answer.
If you, Marianne, retired as a retired nurse, what would you do?
Well, hopefully someday I will have grandchildren.
here we go.
Oh no.
I would be a stay-at-home grandma.
A stay-at-home grandma.
Yeah. I mean, childcare is a big thing, and so,
That's true.
take my grandkids to the beach, do all the things I did with my children for my grandchildren, and live their best lives, because childcare is a huge thing.
Yeah. Sometimes you need help finding a babysitter.
That's right.
Yeah, she takes care of the pugs for me already. I can't give you grandbabies right now. I can give you grand puppies.
And I'm okay
and
with
pugs.
that.
Yeah. Good.
Marianne,
Yes.
when you found out that you were going to have a nephew, did you know that he will have a disability and change the world when he grows up his whole entire life?
I had no idea. So when Jeremy was born, I actually was at the hospital because when his mom had him, backing it up, his sister was born via C-section, and she was trying to have Jeremy naturally. And they had to do, I was at the hospital taking care of Sarah, his older sister, in the event that something went wrong or whatever. So I was at the hospital, and I knew something wasn't right because nobody came and talked to me and Sarah, who was just a little toddler at the time. Nobody came out and talked to us. So I was like, well, that's kind of weird. So Tim, Jeremy's dad, came out and he told me, I could tell he had been crying, and he said there's been complications. They think Jeremy may have Down syndrome based on characteristics. And so, I mean, it was then that we were all caught off guard, but then it was like, wow. And then as he grew, I could see he was going to be a life changer.
Wow.
It's true. Every day you amaze us, Jay.
That's wow. Okay. Oh wow.
Aloan,
Yes.
when you found out that Jimmy had Down syndrome, how do you feel about it?
So I think I was only like 5 years old, I think, when Jeremy was born. So I'm not sure if I had too many thoughts about it at 5. But, when growing up, like, Jeremy and I used to do everything together. I went to his prom, and we went. Well, obviously, we go to Disneyland all the time. We go to the beach, all these different activities. So, this is like life as we've always known it. I don't remember anything from being 5 years old. But yeah, just kind of like piggybacking off what my mother said. I would say that, Jeremy and you are very charismatic, and you guys are well-spoken, and you're very fun. I know you guys, are making friends everywhere you go and are able to, brighten people's day, even, random people on the street or random people in lines at Disneyland. They're always hyped to see you guys because you guys have the ability to, spark joy in people. And I think that's something that not everybody has the ability to do. I know for sure I don't. Sometimes I wake up grumpy. I don't want to talk to anybody. But you guys are always so happy. And, Jeremy, I love watching him dance and sing in the living room all the time. And I hear you guys FaceTiming little smoochies. And, I think you guys, work very well together. And I think, you guys have a solid foundation and a good teamwork to change the world. So,
Yeah.
Wow.
That was a great moment.
I love that moment actually. Okay.
Are you crying a
No,
little bit?
it's bumping my eye.
It kind of looked
No.
like you were crying a little bit.
No,
he got something in his eye.
no, I wasn't a teardrop.
Not a teardrop.
So here's a question for both of you two. When I'm gonna rephrase this again. When you guys found out that you guys were helping the community in 2 different genres, did you wanted to help the community, or was it something you always dream about doing?
I've always felt like I wanted to do something for the community. Like I said, I wanted to be a nurse since I was a little girl. So it's definitely something I had in my mind forever.
I would say the same thing. I just didn't know, in what capacity, I guess. I think when I was, really little, I wanted to be, a veterinarian or something, help animals. And then,
that'd be cute.
I know. I do love all animals, so. And then I grew up a little bit, and then I wanted to work weird jobs. I wanted to be a lawyer randomly, and then I wanted to be a doctor randomly. I had no idea what I wanted to do. And then I went into mental health in school, which is kind of the path that I thought I would go on. But then, I switched to law enforcement, and it worked out. I mean, I still help the community, right? Just in a different way than I ever thought I would. So,
About how you handle with people with how you handle people like patients in your work.
Well, when patients go to the doctor, usually they have a lot of anxiety. So I just try to treat each patient as if they were a part of my family. I just want to make sure that they feel they're in a safe spot and they can say anything and ask anything. Again, women's healthcare can be kind of interesting because there's a lot that people don't talk about.
Yeah.
So I just try to make sure my patients are aware that what might sound really weird to them is very normal to me, and they should just be able to ask or tell me their concerns without being judged, and just know that their whatever they say is completely normal, and as weird as they may feel saying it.
Yeah, those uncomfortable talks get very uncomfortable for a woman like me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why a woman like you should feel comfortable talking to their doctor, because they are there for you and they understand everything, even though you may not understand it.
Yeah. Mariane, at the time that Jimmy was born, and when the day that it was off, do they explain what has been happening with him, or is it something like in their training to be like, is it like a sympathy kind of way to be like, oh, I'm sorry to say this, but your nephew has Down syndrome, like in a low tone, or is it like in a tone to be like, oh my God, congratulations, you have a beautiful nephew?
I totally get what you're saying. I used to be an OBGYN, and I did come across a lot of women who were pregnant with, they were told a baby that would have Down syndrome. And I feel like in the past it was like, oh, I'm sorry. But I feel like a lot has changed just because of world changers like you guys, and people see that you're just as normal as any other teenager. So I think, and I hope, the stigma is changing in that, oh, I'm so sorry, as to congratulations, especially with Jeremy being in our family and us seeing everything that y'all are capable of. So I totally get what you're saying with, I'm sorry, but I think it's just, it's a birth, it's a baby, it's a blessing. So I think everybody needs to be blessed with a Jeremy and an Audrey in their life. I mean,
Yeah.
I say that from the bottom of my heart.
Okay, that was an impact moment there. I felt it.
I do.
I didn't cry, but I got it. I got the
It's
message.
true. It's true. And with that said, back in the day when I was doing OBGYN, Jeremy's mom, Lisa, she would always tell me, if you have a person, a lady that comes in and is given a diagnosis of Down syndrome, give her my number. And my sister has talked to several people, Jeremy's mom, and helped them through realizing that it's a you need to be congratulated.
Yeah.
And it's not, it's
not easy.
exciting. It's not easy, but you're still a wonderful child, whether you're a typical child or a Down
not,
syndrome child.
like-
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or not.
So she was a resource for several women along the way in my OBGYN career.
Wow. That's
Wow.
cool.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Are you happy right now?
Yeah. I
That's
am.
good. Is there any questions that you want to ask?
Since, it's for Mariane. Since I was born with Down syndrome, how impact your life?
That is such a good question. Prior to you being born, I didn't know personally anybody that had any like Down syndrome or autism or anything like that. And I think it has given me a whole new respect, and I think it's made me a better person, because I used to think, well, I don't know, they're different from me. But nobody, I mean, it's given me so much compassion, and I think it's even, you guys have taught my children so much compassion and resilience and all the things that they see you do. I just think we have been blessed to have you, Jeremy, and now Audrey's part of our family too. So both of you guys in our family, because you have given us such an awareness.
Wow.
Wow.
That's right. You guys heard it. Marianne said I'm part of a family now. Yay!
That's official.
That's right.
And now you guys want to do some random questions?
Sure.
The fun question.
They're very fun.
Did you guys come up with these questions?
I hope so.
I hope.
Okay.
I think
Do you
we
guys
did.
want to pick out one first?
You can
want me
grab
to?
it. You can grab
Okay.
it.
Do you want me to read it, or do you want to read it?
We're going to
I
be
feel,
answering.
like the guest should go first.
Yes.
Okay.
So
And we'll all answer.
Are you guys
Okay.
going to answer these questions too?
Yeah.
Oh, of course. It's
Awesome.
made for
Yeah.
all of us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so the first question is, if you had to choose another profession and already had the training and the skill, what would you like to do?
Okay, since I'm 21, I want to make this clear. I am 21 years old, and I'm officially allowed to drink.
Oh, God.
The things that I want to do, that is something to do with coloring in a bar. I've never done that before, so I would like to do that.
Cool.
I love mixing drinks, so I would like to do that too.
Okay.
I mean, I do like alcohol, but I do make drinks that are alcohol free.
Perfect.
I want to put that out too.
People like
wanna-
me that don't drink
yeah.
at all, so I can still come to your bar when you make it.
Yeah, yeah,
Mocktails.
Yeah.
yeah. My last one is to go to like a boneyard club that has like a pool table
Oh, cool.
and like drinks. Because
Cool.
I also picked that up as a new hobby,
Cute.
and I think that was it.
So you kind of want to be like a business owner of like a bar where you can hang out, play pool,
Yeah.
make drinks, mocktails, cocktails, whichever you prefer. Sounds like.
Yeah.
Cute.
How about you?
Man, I've been telling myself this a lot. Because when I was growing up, I realized I want to be somebody who's like me. To be honest, I'm gonna become a singer. One of them is becoming a singer because it's pretty awesome. And another one is actually working with kids with Down syndrome.
And you kind of already do that.
Yeah,
And you do sing too.
yeah.
The voice of an angel.
I hear you sing every weekend, 8 a.m. sharp, in the living room with some coffee.
Yeah,
To what music?
I don't know.
Is it
Some-
is it country?
Some Elvis sometimes.
There's
You know,
country.
Some Kane Brown early in the morning.
The reason why I put Elvis because
Is it your favorite artist?
I don't want to mention this because my our Nana is a huge Elvis fan.
Yes, she is.
So you serenade her in the mornings.
Yeah,
Sometimes I hear Moana playing. Some Frozen, Let
Yeah.
It Go.
You like
Yeah.
Moana?
yeah. You
Okay,
never
what's
did
it-
it?
okay, so what's your favorite song from that?
How far I go, and you're welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
I mean,
What
My
about-
least
What
my
What
least
about
favorite
you?
song is
What would you want to be?
I would want to own a coffee shop, I think. Like a cute,
Yeah.
like niche.
I would love to go there, by the way.
I'll be
Maybe,
there.
I mean, we have pugs. Both of us have pugs. So
Yeah,
maybe
we
like
do.
a pug themed
Oh, that'd
coffee
be
shop.
cute. We could have
Um,
like little treats for them too.
Yeah, we could have
Yeah.
like a little doggy menu. All dogs are welcome. We don't discriminate against dogs here. Pugs are the best,
Yes.
but yeah, like just a place that people can come study. They can bring their dogs, maybe like with like a little patio with a grass area, so they can hang out and run around and play while their owners are doing whatever they need to do.
yeah.
And I drink coffee like 5 times a day, so I'll just basically live
That's
there.
good.
What about you?
I think I would like to be an airplane pilot.
A pilot?
Yes.
Like
Why-
what kind of airplane?
Why?
Attendant?
No,
Oh, a
not a
flight
flight
attendant would be
attendant.
fun.
No. Well,
Like-
yeah.
Or like
I
flying
The
a
one that-
plane?
Like
Car-
flying a plane, yeah.
Oh God!
Okay, that is
That's-
a great job, but
I know.
But you had to do a lot of stuff.
honestly, you have to go to school for that.
Yeah.
Well, this says I've already been
Yeah,
trained,
she was
so
trained
I would
per
just
the
jump in the
question.
cockpit and take off.
I'm sure you would.
If you know what buttons
you
you
would
push,
How about the one that like push the carts for the drinks?
Yeah,
that's different though.
yeah,
instead of
that
being
would
a
be fun
pilot.
too. But
That's a flight attendant.
I could do both. But I would really want to be a pilot.
Oh my God!
Okay, now that's interesting. I actually never,
never heard of
I
that
actually
before.
never seen
I
you as a
heard-
pilot.
I would have never guessed that either.
Me
She does
neither.
like to travel. We went to
Yeah.
New York and
Wayne?
Nashville and Mexico, so
Oh yeah.
she is a traveling woman.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, the
That makes
travel
sense.
woman.
what are the 3 activities you would like to do on your day off?
Am I going 1st? Go to the beach. That would probably be my number 1 choice during the summer. Probably a spa self-care day. So like facials, massages, scalp massage. That's my new turn on. And then we said 3 things. What else would I like to
3.
do? Maybe I would like to go to your bar and have cocktails that you make me.
Well, I'm going by somebody, so maybe you can help me.
Didn't you say we could color in the bar?
Yeah. I
Okay,
did.
I'm down. Let's
Okay.
do it.
Cool.
I would say mine is like kind of similar. I think I would want to take a little hot girl walk to get some coffee and to the beach. Maybe just like take a nap on the beach. Maybe go to like a cute restaurant on the beach for like dinner or something. Something like relaxing, you know?
Yeah.
Phone on do not disturb, not answering anybody in the world. And, just hanging out with friends, you guys, my mom.
Your
my-
mama raised you right.
Yeah, my besties. So something chill, I would say.
How about you?
For me, my number 1 is actually the beach. Because
Okay.
it's very
We're all
smoothing.
beach people here.
Yeah, we're all beach
We are.
people. 2, my massages. And number 3, I'd probably go to the same
Yeah, you guys are really related here.
Oh, yeah.
To the-
That's crazy.
to your bar. So
Audrey, you need to open that bar. You already have 3 customers.
I
Yeah.
know, that's great. So my 3 activities is, well, basically what I said before. Having a bar. So I can like color and stuff. For like a boneyard club
Cool.
with like a pool table, because that's my new hobby.
Cool.
Playing pool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I know how to use a pool
I
stick
can
at
teach
all.
you.
Oh, okay, thanks. I don't think I
I
can do
can
it at all.
help you too. I could help you
You
too.
guys can be
We've
my
got
new
teachers.
coaches.
There
Yeah,
you
I
go.
got new coaches over here.
And then my third one is definitely discovering new coffee shops.
I think that's like my all-time favorite hobby. I think I've been to like 20 new coffee shops in the last 20 days, probably.
Wow. That's
Wow.
great.
So I think your coffee shop needs to be located next to your bar.
It could
I
be
agree.
like combined. Like we could combine forces here, and then
I'd be-
that way, in the early morning, you have the option of a coffee or a mimosa. 'Cause
Or both.
Those are 2.
Or both.
Or both. Yes.
Yeah.
3 drink minimum. Some water, some coffee, and some mimosas.
yeah.
Sounds great to me.
That was
We'll get right
great.
on that.
Yeah.
I'll retire right now. We can start.
No, not yet.
I wish.
So it's great to see you guys today.
Thank
Thanks
you
for having us.
Hey, twins.
We're done.
We're done.
Yay.
Yay.